Hey, what's happening? Get one SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and today, as you can see before you, I have 20 pieces of scrap metal. We have a total of 8 different sleeves, 4 pommels, 4 emitters, and 4 different activation plates, which basically consists of the complete set for Peace and Justice along with Power and Control. And what we're going to go ahead and do is that we're going to go ahead and combine these two together to see what kind of lightsaber combinations we could potentially get. So before we get into it, a couple things. You guys were asking me about this lightsaber stand from yesterday's video. This was actually provided to me courtesy of a fan of the channel who happens to have an Etsy page known as Red 5 Customs, and he makes lightsaber stands with a starting price point of $29 moving forward depending on what you want, and I actually really love the stand. In fact, I may even like it more than the one from Galaxy's Edge because the one sold inside the park, you know, depending on what kind of saber you have, will either work or not work, and some are a little bit of 50-50. But here you have a dedicated stand that you know is going to work by default with no issues whatsoever. So if you are interested in that, or you want to check out the person's page, a link to his Etsy page is in the video description down below. Should be the very first link down there. And next, just to make up for not uploading any videos on Tuesday, today is actually going to be a double upload. So right now it's going to be this whole saber combination, and I figured for this afternoon, let's go ahead and take a look at the General Grievous mask, and then Friday we'll take a look at Darth Vader's castle. So what do you guys say? Let me know down below. I mean, I don't know what you guys are saying because this is a premiere, not a live stream, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the comments right now looking at your guys' answers anyways. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'll try to provide some commentary as I go along with this. Maybe do answer some common questions that I tend to see on the channel as I build. So the first one that I've seen is, which one do I go to? Do I go to Disneyland Resort or the one in Florida? Well, it's currently only open up in one location at this point in time, so it's clearly the Disneyland Resorts. And that's the one I live closest to because I only live 25 to 30 minutes away. So just a little bit of an FYI. Now, do I plan on visiting the one in Orlando, Florida? And the simple answer is no, because that's a bit of an expensive trip. And I've never been to Florida, so yeah. I mean, I'm not really interested in visiting Florida at this point in time. My dream vacation is to one day go to Japan. That's where I really want to go to the most, but that's an expensive trip nonetheless, and I would have no idea how that would work because I've never used vacation time from work, from the jobs that I do, and I've never utilized sick time either. It just kind of like I never missed a day, I should say. Even if I'm sick, I still show up regardless because I don't work retail, so I don't have to worry about getting others all sick. So here is our first combination. So this one here actually has one piece from Power and Control, and the rest is Peace and Justice. So the top sleeve here is Power and Control, the rest is from the Peace. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And in fact, I guess while we're at it, let's go ahead and see how this looks with 2 other emitters. So let's go ahead and use the alternate emitter from the Peace and Justice set. And then let's go ahead and take a Power and Control emitter. Actually, this one's a little bit top heavy because this is a heavy piece and this is a heavy piece. Oh boy. So there's that one. Actually, I never checked. Did Peace and Justice have a heavy part? Yeah, I don't think Peace and Justice had a heavy part. I mean, this one has a little bit of weight and this pommel has a little bit of weight, but nothing too crazy as Power and Control, that's for sure. So another question that I get is, did I stop doing gaming content? I didn't stop completely. It's more like I'm taking a break because video game content is slow this year because a lot of companies are getting ready for, you know, the next PlayStation and the next Xbox and so forth. So that's why I haven't done much because a lot of the games I look forward to don't even come out until later this year. So that's pretty much is what's been going on. Let's see, what combination do I want to go for? So we utilize one. I'm trying to come up with like the best looking one that I could think of. And that first one, I don't know if I could top that one, to be quite honest. Let's try. Some of these pieces look like they will work together and others may not. Let's see, let's try this one here. Alright, let's go ahead and take that one here, and let's try you. So this one here, we have two pieces for power and control, which is the emitter along with one of the sleeves, and then the rest are for peace and justice. I try to utilize some of the more rounder, like the ones with like the extra detail on that. Let's try to mix in a couple of pieces here. Let's try with, I don't know if this one's going to work. Because the thing is, you know, for Peace and Justice, you know, a lot of pieces here use that nice chrome finish, while Power and Control is more of a dull color. So, I mean, a lot of these things may not work too well. That one, I just changed the pommel, so it's identical to the one that I've already shown. Next up, let's go ahead and try something a little crazier. Let's switch up the activation plates. That goes here. And I guess while I'm at it, the most recent movie that I have seen was the live-action Lion King. And it was okay. I mean, Timon and Pumbaa stole the show, which as I figured they would, but it was lifeless. You know, like, but the animated version is one of my top Disney films of all time, but the live action one, it's one of those things where if it's on Netflix, I'll probably check it out, but it's not something that I'm going to rush out and buy on 4K or anything. So just kind of thought I'd share my thoughts on that one. Actually, no, let's go ahead and add you down here. So I changed the activation plate to a power and control. I don't know. Again, I don't think a lot of these combinations are going to turn out too well. Let's do this one. I never use this emitter too much from the power sets. And then I guess let's add. So this one is utilizing sleeves from Peace and Justice, while everything else is based on power and control. And of course utilizing two D-rings. Go ahead and remove that. Now another thing that you guys can do, might not look as nice, is you could actually take half a sleeve from, let's say, Power and Control, combine it with a Peace and Justice. So we have, there's half of an activation plate from Power and Control, and then the other half from Peace and Justice. So there you guys go. Actually, I wonder, what could we possibly create with this? I'm looking at this here. I don't know if I want to use this one or maybe something different. Let's try this one here. I'm not feeling that one. revert back. Or you could even mix and I don't think that this one would mix and match. Let's try. Oh yeah, it will. Okay, so you could also mix and match the power and control, but this one doesn't look too well either, because like this one, the one with like the red lines on it, you would have to like match those up. So I guess we'll just stick with the original one here. And then from that, let's go ahead and use, let's try this sleeve from power and control, using the half and half for the activation. And then ooh, this one might look good. It's a maybe, there's a slim chance, because some of the designs here tend to work out. I just don't know about this sleeve. I think this sleeve is kind of throwing it off a little bit. Let's try maybe this one. This one's looking good. Maybe. I guess we could try combinations. I think this one's going to look good. This one may potentially look good with it. Let's see, what about this one? And I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. So let's try this one here, this first combination, and see how this will turn out. Let's do... No. Alright. I know, let's make it more balanced. So we got half and half for the activation plate. Then we have power, and then we're going to have piece and piece. So therefore, it would be perfectly balanced. And I think that would make Thanos happy. Well, let's see what we got here. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about the emitter, but you guys could be the judge there. So as you can see, the activation plate, we have half of it with power and the other half with peace. But let's try it with the other emitter. If I could get these to align. See what I was talking about here? We got like these parts that kind of line up pretty good. I think that was pretty neat. So it's not too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Oh yeah, I said I was going to try it with the other sleeves here, so let's do this one. This would be like one of those moments where I kind of wish I had like someone, I wish like you know, Dan from the Dano channel was free, and then we could kind of come up with our own combinations and maybe take some elements from other sets. Okay, I think this one will work too. Do we want to stick with this one or this one? I guess we'll stick with the original one. Thank you, phone. You guys keep blowing up my notifications, by the way. So all we did here is that we kept with the same design, but we changed the bottom sleeve here. And let's go ahead and see how this one will look with the other emitter. So is that one. So let's go ahead and try something else out. Now, last time I was in Galaxy's Edge, as you guys know, I decided to wear my Sith tunic, or Dark Jedi as others would call it. And unlike before, where I would be wearing the Jedi version, where the troopers would harass me and pick on me, which again, I always have fun with that anyways, is they were complimenting me this time. You know, they liked my, you know, design choice, and that the Supreme Leader, you know, Kylo Ren would like to visit or like to see me and stuff like that. I still have yet to see Kylo Ren, believe it or not. Every time I go, I saw him once, but I missed it at the very last minute because he was going back into his shuttle for the end of his tour or whatever. But I have yet to even run into Kylo Ren in person and interact with the character. Maradi, on my last visit, we got to interact, and she was looking at my outfit. She was questioning my my allegiance, so I just kind of played it off, which was a lot of fun. And we ended up coming up with a code name. She wanted to sabotage Kylo Ren's ship, so we came up with a code name. She's like, all right, pick a color. So I was like, blue. She looked at her hair, my favorite color anyway. So she's all right, pick a creature. I was like, all right, Lothcat. So she's like, all right. So if you happen to hear on the comms, blue Lothcat, we're going to be meeting here, and then from there we'll carry on our mission. So that was a lot of fun interactions, and I think last time when I had interactions with her, me and the Daniel channel were doing that collab, and she didn't trust didn't trust Dan, which was a lot of fun. Let's try this one. I don't really use this one too often. See if we could come up with something with this activation plate with the jewel piece from Power and Control. Let's try I'm not sure what is going to look good with this, to be honest. I know this would be nice with it. Maybe. I guess we could give this one a try. I'm not feeling this one, but I mean, not all the combinations are going to look pretty. So we'll just continue with this one to see what the end result is going to be, because I am now interested in the end result. I mean, there's only a few pieces from certain sets that you can combine that will make the saber look great, but once you reach those limitations, and then the rest of it's going to pretty much fall flat. I feel like this is like one of those designs. Is like, what are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a Sith-related, saber? Are you trying to be a Jedi? Make up your mind type builds. So there is that one. Like I said, I mean, there's some combinations here where if you add a bit of weathering to kind of blend in the pieces together, it could look nice. Let's try switching out this pommel. To add some more red elements, and then let's change. So this one's incorporating a lot of red. You do have a little bit of gold as well. So I'm going to try to do at least a couple more here, because like I said, we already did all the good ones. There might be another good one. Let's see here. I do want to incorporate this one. Like I say, because the chrome on piece and then the dual coloration of power, just like some of these don't work out too well. Unless if I did this one. I think I did this one. Oh boy. No, that's the same one. So let's go ahead and change the activation. I thought I dropped that piece there for a second. Add you there. Let's go ahead and try this one. Actually, you know what? I didn't utilize... Oh, there's a couple I didn't really utilize. Okay, let's add that, and then we'll add you down here. So gold, gold. Now let's go ahead and add some power elements. Maybe the basic. Dropped it. Oh wait, no, maybe this one. Maybe this will work out. not too bad. And then let's see here. We need power. What's going to work for this one? I think I already utilized that one. Maybe that one, and I'll do this one. Alright, so we almost got all the pieces to line up, but just trying to make it like a little straight shot here. We got the gold and the red and the gold again. And let's try to do one more here before we end the video. Oops, I hope I didn't over tighten that. There you go. And also, too, someone was telling me, because someone was offering at least one piece of scrap metal that he was going to get. And supposedly, the cast member said that they weren't selling any scrap metal, because I guess they're on a shortage. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I mean, he offered help, so I'm going to believe him. But the fact that they already stopped selling scrap metal after all this time has me a bit concerned for those who are building sabers at Savi's workshop. But, I mean, one cast member did tell me that their inventory was different. I don't know if that's true or not, because all the cast members typically have different stories. And then I guess the hybrid crystals went on a shortage again, to the point where you now need to buy a $50 holocron just to buy a crystal. Even if you already have a holocron, they're still going to tell you, oh, you need to buy a holocron. It's like, I already have one. Oh, too bad, you need to spend more money just to, you know, get something that's on the cheap side. So, you know, it's funny because, like, you know, Disney wants to battle the scalpers by often when they have to limit things, like they're kind of scalping themselves. It's like, oh, you want to buy this $13 crystal, but you also have to buy a $50 item on top of that, so you're spending more money on something that would have cost you like hardly anything. And it gets, it's really annoying. And this will probably be the last one that I do here, because like I said, I'm not super creative when it comes to my lightsaber builds, and I think we already did some of the best possible combinations we can come up with here. And let's do... I'm not feeling that one. But like I said, this afternoon we're going to be taking a look at, I can't reach the dang box, the Grievous mask. Let's see how that goes. This one's not too bad. Line these two pieces up here, and then you would have something like that. So there you guys have it. That's just this was just a fun little random video trying to come up with some combinations by adding these two elements together. I'm pretty sure there were some options here that looked really good and others that looked pretty weak and not as exciting. But like I said, you know, some pieces do work out together and others do not. It just really depends on the particular piece at hand. And for those of you who are wondering, at the moment of the recording of this video, I have about 31 out of the 40 pieces of scrap metal, and there's only one part that I have that is a duplicate, which, as you guys know, is from my protection and defense set, which is a worthy of a duplicate to have nonetheless. But again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget, later today we're going to be unboxing the General Grievous statue. Until then, I'll see you guys this afternoon.